So the first 3 episodes of One Punch Man came out, and let's just say, things went wild. I love how people immediately come to the conclusion that this is bad animation when you have amazing sequences like this and you have amazing lip syncing scenes. I don't think this is a case of bad animation, more it's like time constraint, because I think so far the director is doing a really good job. I think that they have just a dire time, and if you're like, no, you're wrong or something, I'm cool with me being wrong if you think I'm wrong. But look at some of the scenes, in the opening, for example, or in the fight sequences. Yes, there is scenes that do look a bit bad or a bit junky, but that's not due to it being badly animated. Because as we know from season 2, there were a lot of good fighting scenes, and we pretty much saw how some of those scenes were really amazingly animated, but the color scheme and the compositing of those scenes were a bit bad. That's why it looked bad. However, if you look from the first episode, you look at some of the talking scenes, some of the lip syncing scenes, they are made in a thicker line or a thicker font to give the character more depth when it's in fact a talking scene. You look at the first chapters that are coming out, basically the first 4 to 5 episodes of One Punch Man, and it's mostly just explaining the lore of Saitama's power, explaining the lore of Garou and how he moved from the Monster Association to where he is now and what he's planning on doing, his character arc. It's mostly just shaping up towards the action. It's not the action itself. I do strongly agree that the scenes will actually look good, and we do have some amazing action scenes. Yes, we are wondering why they're not using some of the scenes from the PVs, for example, right? But at the same time, we may not know why they did do that. Maybe a short scene of the PV was ready, but the rest was not, so they had to change it. A lot of the time, when you go at the animation process, you do have the storyboard, you have the key animators, they have the in-betweeners, and it's a whole process. If the storyboard was good and the key animation was good, the in-between may not have enough time to continue, the whole thing to finish the scene and make it as good as it was intended. At the same time, you're like, okay, it took 6 years. Why are we getting this? Well, they were not working on the animation for 6 years. Season 2 had only 6 months to finish. And we can see that clearly. Some scenes did have enough time to get polished and were ready to go, but some scenes were not. And I feel like the director is doing the best that they can. At the same time, going to the director and harassing the director just because, oh, this scene looked bad, it's their responsibility. No, it's not, because we know that it's not just a One Punch Man case, it's pretty much an animation case. You look at any other anime that have the same issue, a lot of the time it's time constraints. Yes, there is some times where it's yeah, they made a bad decision, I'm with you on that. But at the same time, it's not always like that, and it's not good to address your point by harassing the other person. I do still have hope for One Punch Man. I don't think it's a bad adaptation by any means. I think it's a pretty solid, good adaptation. The color schemes, the thick lines that they're using for the scenes, if you compare the manga and the anime, page by page, a lot of the scenes are done pretty good. From the storyboard to the coloring to the compositing, it's really, really good. Yes, I do know where people are having an issue, because you can have 19 minutes of good adaptation, and then 20 seconds or 10 seconds or even 5 seconds, the Garou sliding, for example, everyone is oh, this is one frame, man, it's not One Punch Man. I'm with you on that. One small bad taste can ruin the whole thing for you. I get that some people may have that issue, but it's not an entirely bad adaptation. I feel what they are doing is, it's okay, we have this run for this season, we're not going to be able to polish every scene because we don't have enough time, so let's just focus on the biggest scenes and let's save time on the smaller scenes. You can see that because it's actually that. You look at the Garou fight scene, for example, it's really done, it's amazingly done, actually. When he jumps to the electric fence, when they kick him to the electric fence, he comes back, he shoots the lightning. Yes, one of the animator did mistake one of the characters to be a girl instead of a guy, and I get it. It's that sort of things that happen. It's because it feels like it was rushed, and the director of the anime is doing the best that they can to fix the issue. And I feel like you can see that, like in the opening, for example. There's a lot of amazing cuts in there. There's a lot of good action scenes in there. And I really can't wait. And I do believe that's what they are doing. The whole process of it is basically, we have this season that we're gonna adapt. All right, we don't have enough time to do every scene like we need it to be, but at least we can do the scenes that fans want to see in a good way, or at least the best we can. Like, for example, I'll address the scenes that people have some issue with, right? And I'll tell you exactly what's going on. So, for example, Garou waking up and putting his shirt on, it's a good scene, solid scene, nothing wrong. When he walks from the prison, there's a bit of like disproportions going on in the walk cycle, and that's probably an in-between thing. It's not like a storyboard thing or a key animation thing, and it feels like it was rushed. Second scene, Garou sliding, for example, as I said, they're saving time, and it's just him sliding. Some people will say, okay, we'll look at season 1 when he slided from the rubble. Okay, let's break that scene down. What's going on in that scene? There is basically like some dust that could be added, and I feel like if they added the dust in the Garou sliding, people would be like, okay, yeah, we good. And then like his hair, right? Like you see the character's hair moving in season 1, and you see the dust, and then him jumping from the cliff. In season 3, it's him sliding, and then we cut to him meeting the boy, right? And it's just a sliding scene. It's like a 2-second, 3-second thing, and we see the other like kids moving or running away when they hear Garou. So which was probably like, okay, the eye will be fixed there, so let's save time on the Garou dust thing, and let's not do that for now because we don't have enough time. We have, for example, the fight scene. As I said, they changed the main character to a female character in one of the cuts, and that's probably was like a rushed thing that they were like, okay, it's probably a girl or something, right? And I probably could see like how the animator looked at it and was like, okay, yeah, maybe, right? One of the scenes as well is the two characters fighting in the waterfall, and some of the cuts do look disproportionate. It's a similar situation to like season 2 when Garou was fighting his master, and the master, when he was doing his special move, like some of the shoulders and the arms looked a bit weird, so people were like, okay, this whole thing is weird. It's an in-between thing as well. In-betweening is not an easy thing. It's like taking the first, like let's say someone is gonna do a punch, the start of the punch and the end of the punch is like a key animation thing, and maybe the middle if there's like something going on, but the rest is like to the in-betweening. So the in-betweening is doing a lot of the movement and a lot of the process of the movement itself. So you can see why this like takes a lot of time, and they probably didn't have enough time to finish it. At the same time, I do have highly hopes for this season. I do think it's a good adaptation. I think there's a lot of good like moments in there. I do see that people are like, okay, they're doing still images on talking scenes, they're doing still images or like empty backgrounds when Saitama is going away from Mitsuri, for example, and he's just running off and there's a white background. I get that, but at the same time, I feel like it's a move that like, we don't have enough time to finish all of this for now, so let's just focus on what really matters. And I get that people keep going back to the season 1 thing. Well, look at season 1. Season 1 was so amazingly done. Why can't we have the same thing? Season 1 was a case of 2 things. The right people at the right time, and a project of passion, in my humble opinion. Because if you look at all the people that worked on season 1, they are really like amazing animators. And it was like, okay, let's bring this project to what it truly is. It's like a similar situation to the manga as well. One started doing this manga about a bald guy that like defeats people and is the strongest basically. And then Murata sensei looked at it and was like, okay, this is good. I would like to do that. I would like to draw this in its own like deserved style. And you look at the one manga and you look at Murata's art style. Both are good art styles because both like resemble different things. The first one style resembles like the mob, psycho face styles and everything, and the Murata style is more of like a berserk type of a style. Like it's very detailed, it's very interesting. Every panel is like amazing to look at. Every panel is like just fantastic. And you look at Murata and it's more of like a project of passion. It's like, this is really cool, I would like to do this. And you look at Studio One and like the people that worked from not just only Madhouse, but from Studio Bones and other studios, and it's like, this is very cool, we would like to do this. I get that the hate on the season 3 comes from passion from people. The people are like, we really love this manga and we want it to be better. And I get that, but at the same time, we have to look at the other people who are working on this. And they are also like, they also want to work on this, because you can see like they do care about the animation. There is some really good scenes in there. There is some really great artists that's working on this season. But I feel like they looked at this situation and they were like, what can we do best about this? Let's savor everything towards the most important scenes, and the scenes where it's like just talking or something, let's just try to do the best we can with the time we are given to finish this off. The reason why I'm saying this, because there's actually some good scenes in there, and it looks like that's what it's shaping up to be. I might be wrong at the same time, and you know, some of those scenes that I'm talking about might actually do look bad because of that. But in my opinion, it's not like a bad animation thing. I don't think it's bad animation. Even the small lip sync scenes, they are not bad animation. You can look at like the character movements, you can look at the shading, you can look at any of those scenes, and you're gonna be like, okay, this is not a bad animation thing, this is more of a time constraint thing. So at the end, I just want to say, I might be wrong about this whole thing, right? But at the same time, I don't feel like it's right for us to just harass the directors or the director or the people that worked on this. It's more of a company problem. It's more about, okay, this is what we're doing, because those big people don't really care about the finished product. They are like, okay, we'll just ship it, people will watch it anyway, it is what it is, we don't really care. Same thing, like very similar situation with like the big studios in Marvel or DC or whatever. You look at the CGI, it's clearly rushed, it's clearly, okay, this is bad, and a lot of people jump to the conclusion, oh yeah, we had better animation in the 90s or the 80s, and it's not like animation is evolving, it's like degrading or something. And that's not really the case. So think about the entire thing and let me know what you think about this. Anyway, take care, and matane.